FanboyNation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
You're watching Fanboy.
Fanboy, etc.
FanboyNation.
God, I assume Tom.
Devin, congratulations on this film. This is a topic that you don't always find a hopeful ending for. You know, every time we've seen something like the C Word, for example, you know, it's just been this giant festering depression. And yet you've been able to turn this character into somebody that has hope. And it's been so exciting to see a film that was so tight that didn't need the full 90 minutes to tell such a hopeful story.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Yeah, it was important to us that we weren't making a depressing film. We wanted to reflect that, you know, I think everyone has been through some sort of obstacle or faced some sort of obstacle that they felt like they couldn't get through. That in that moment, you're just like, I'm never going to make it through this. I don't know how to get to the other side. And when you get to the other side, you are able to look back and you're able to find some of the comedy, I think, in the absurdity of what you had to do to get through that situation. And I think sort of everyone can relate to that. And we kind of wanted to tap into that for this film as well.
Yeah, there's always humor in tragedy because you have to laugh to keep from crying. And your character of Danielle finds that. Jaime, I know she's off camera, but we have audio with her today. Amy's character has that, you know, just the argument in the bathroom early on in the film and the revelation of what really was bothering her, not the disease itself, was actually quite humorous. And I don't want to give that away because I want people to see the film, but it was so relatable and realistic.
Thank you so much. And Jaime does such an incredible job in this film.
Thank you.
I don't know if it would have been as funny and great without Jaime's performance.
I love you. Thank you.
No, Jaime, you were fantastic. And just the delivery of that line was had me rolling. And your facial expressions through it all.
Yeah, it's interesting. Devin and I are already naturally like sisters, so that's something that really helps. I not only channeled her sister, Amy, but also another girlfriend of mine that was diagnosed with MS. And when she had to go through chemo and, very, very, very intense surgeries. And just watching her go through that, she had this odd, funny sense of humor that I was like, this is awesome. Like, she's able to somehow make it funny, that's naturally who she is as a human being. And I was like, okay, this is what this film needs, you know what I mean? Because these sisters love each other so much and they have like this, it's almost like you could feel it since they were born, this inside, kind of language, the way that they speak to each other and the way that they love each other. And again, it's like, it's creating hope, and not in a sardonic way, but in a really funny way, because just basic functions of your body are not happening. And then for this film, I lost so much weight. So it was a very interesting experience because it's like you're in your body, but you're not really in your body at the same time. And so like connecting through the scenes and finding the joy and the humor in it was something that really kept me, awake and present, awake and present. And again, like no film has ever been made like this, where you can find the humor and the joy and the humanity. It was such a tragic and deeply upsetting, circumstances. And so that's something, again, that's never been put out there before. And it was just done so beautifully through the writing and through everybody on set.
What I thoroughly enjoyed also was that even though it's less than 90 minutes, but everything is tight. Everything is to the point. There's no wasted cinematography or scene or dialogue. And I was unfamiliar with the initialism BRCA and this type of diagnosis where it affects essentially the entire body all at once, and then that males could be carriers of this as well for the genetic mutation that involves this, how important was it to be able to be educational and informative while still being entertaining?
I will say about this, so can I give you some kudos, Devin? Devin, and the co-writer, and I mean, really everyone involved, like, it was such a thoughtful process. This could have been something that was pedantic or didactic, and it wasn't that at all. And that really comes from people that have gone through it. And that was thought from the very, very, very beginning. The fact that this was made on donations, like all of the consideration that went into it, and really approaching it from all sides so that you knew that this isn't something that just women get. So you can explore all facets of what's happening, just in a completely unique, educational, entertaining, funny way. Like I've just never seen anything like it. So bravo, Devin.
Thank you. Yeah, it was so important to us for it not to be like a PSA. And I think, the script went through many iterations, and it took us a while to get it to the place where you are seeing it now. And I really appreciate your words. We had to sort of get it right, quote unquote, in that, like, we got the information out, but it was also a story that people would be engaged with, and that people who didn't know about this mutation and people who, wanted to come to see this to support other people who have the mutation, but, were not necessarily interested in the subject matter, would find, entertaining as well. And it went through, like I said, many iterations. And I think we were able to create something that has enough of that information in there, but is dramatized enough that it is also entertaining. And this is where I always have to say, my poor mom is not like the mom in the movie. My mom is like the most supportive, amazing, wonderful woman who is a 2-time cancer survivor. And I feel so bad that we had to change the mother role.
Oh my gosh. Even poor Leslie, when we were doing that scene, like at the table, because Devin and I were improvising like a lot, and she got very upset because because it was so real what we were doing. She thought that it was like very personal. Acting is very personal. But no, Devin's mom is not like that at all. But it worked for drama's sake.
The names of the guilty have been changed to protect the innocent, right? Leslie's character in this, on top of it, the self-centered mother that's trying to ignore all the tragedy that's going on around her. On top of that, with the absent-minded father of Barry Bostwick, and Barry's just always been incredible to sit there and kind of knowing what's going on, but not necessarily being fully present for what's happening. It's this very interesting dynamic of, this waspish culture of out of sight, out of mind versus the children dealing with it in person.
Yes, and also the chemistry between Barry and Leslie was like, woof. It was like electric, because they had worked together. I think they did a play before or a film. I'm not quite sure. But man, when he walked onto set and they saw each other, it was like, whoa. That's like the most fun thing when you see how actors connect. And even he's absent-minded, but yet still, like, that is a testament to him as an actor and as a human. It's so oddly endearing, like very endearing. You know what I mean? You're just like, it was really hard not to laugh, because you're looking, you're like, you want to be mad at him, but you can't be mad at him, but kind of want to. It's just because he's so committed to everything that he says in the script, and that dynamic is something that was on the page in the script, and something that, that's the beauty of fantastic actors bringing this to life. And those scenes were so much fun. Devin had so much fun doing those scenes.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it was important to have those characters in there as a representation of the people who respond that way to a diagnosis or to someone who's going through trauma. That was part of what we wanted to get. We wanted to get a representation of what I actually did sort of encounter, all the different opinions from other people being sort of hoisted onto you and having to deal with that.
Ladies, unfortunately, I can't talk to you about this all day. I know you got 15 more of these this morning. Love, Danielle comes out October 3rd during Cancer Awareness Month. The timing is perfect. Thank you so much. absolutely incredible, and I wish that we had like another 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.